This story follows the real-life journey of Elin, a man searching for a job. To build a better future, he travels far from his hometown to Amsterdam. His dream is simple yet powerful. He wants to earn enough money to buy a home for himself and his family. When Elin arrives at his hotel, he suddenly realizes that his earbuds are missing, something he desperately needs to listen to his audio. Just then, his wife calls and asks if he has reached safely. Elin replies that yes, he has reached the hotel, but unfortunately, his earbuds are lost. So, he decides to head to a nearby Apple store to buy a new pair. Inside the store, as Elin is checking out earbuds, a man named Abdul storms in. He pulls out a gun from his bag and starts firing multiple rounds, instantly throwing the entire place into chaos. Within moments, Abdul takes control of the store. Terrified customers scatter in every direction, trying to hide wherever they can. Some manage to escape, but many remain trapped inside. Outside, 2 police officers hear the gunshots. They quickly clear the street and inform headquarters that an armed man has taken hostages inside the Apple store. Meanwhile, Abdul announces that he has explosives strapped to his body with a remote control in his hand. He warns that if anyone dares to shoot him without listening to his demands, he will press the button and blow up the entire place. Inside, fear grips everyone. People hide in corners, trembling, while Elin is still lying on the ground, dangerously close to Abdul. Abdul points his gun directly at him, making Elin's heart race with terror. Elin, overwhelmed with fear, asks what will happen to him. Abdul coldly replies that he has certain demands. If the government fulfills them, Elin will be released. But if not, even Abdul himself doesn't know what he might do. Hearing this, Elin is shaken to his core, realizing his life now hangs by a thread. Inside the store, the scene shifts to 4 more people hiding in fear, quietly reaching out to the police and describing their situation. The police chief initiates contact with Abdul and attempts to understand his motive, but Abdul refuses direct conversation and insists on having a mediator to negotiate. In response, the police chief calls in a professional named Elin, a seasoned negotiator who has successfully handled similar cases before and is highly skilled at de-escalation. The police chief briefs Elin that the store does not contain just one person. There are 4 additional individuals hidden inside, a detail Abdul does not know. Above the store, a corporate office holds 44 people, whose safety must be protected at all costs, making every word and decision critical. The police chief emphasizes that snipers are positioned outside, yet the store's glass is extremely thick, preventing bullets from penetrating. Abdul is wearing a jacket packed with explosives, and any attempt to neutralize him could trigger him to press the remote, causing catastrophic damage that the government would struggle to justify. Elin takes in the full picture and responds with calm, steady confidence, committing to a path that safeguards every life and keeps the situation under control without risking anyone's safety. The tension rises, but the strategy stays focused. Protect everyone, move thoughtfully, and keep negotiations clear and humane. Inside the store, the focus shifts back to Abdul and Elin. Elin is trembling with fear and pleads that his medicine is inside his bag. Without it, his life could be in danger. Abdul allows him to take the medicine, since Elin is his only hostage and he does not want to risk losing him. At that moment, Elin calls Abdul. He lays out his demands. He wants $200 million worth of Bitcoin transferred into his wallet, along with a safe passage out of the building. He warns that if his demands are not met, he will kill Elin and blow up the entire building. Elin responds calmly, assuring him that they will work on his demands, but explains that the amount is extremely large and requires approval from senior officers. She asks for more time. Hearing this, Abdul becomes furious. He repeats his threat, insisting that if his demands are not fulfilled, he will kill Elin and detonate the explosives. With that, he angrily ends a call. Shaken, Elin asks Abdul if the authorities are really going to meet his demands and how much money he has asked for. Abdul confidently replies that they will have no choice but to agree. He believes that if a major disaster happens here, the government could collapse, and leaders value their positions too much to risk that. Therefore, He is certain they will comply. Meanwhile, in a storage room inside the store, people remain hidden, something Abdul is completely unaware of. Among them is a salesman who works at the store. He receives a call asking if they are safe. He answers that for now they are fine, but deep inside, all four of them are terrified. One of them, Victor, shares an important detail. Every night at exactly 9 p.m., the store's lights automatically shut off. He suggests that this could possibly be used to their advantage. As the clock nears 9 p.m., Lynn calls Abdul once again. She calmly explains that at exactly 9 o'clock, the store's lights automatically shut off, and she warns him not to mistake it for a trick. Lynn deliberately shares this information so that Abdul does not panic and harm Elin or the building when the lights go out. But Abdul remains suspicious. Convinced it is part of a plan against him, he grabs Elin at gunpoint and threatens that if anyone tries anything clever, he will kill him. Right at 9 p.m., the lights suddenly go off, plunging the store into darkness. Within moments, they come back on, restored quickly to prevent Abdul from reacting violently. Now, in a move to show his control, Abdul takes a photo of himself with Elin and posts it on social media for the entire world to see. Outside, the police chief forwards this photo to the bomb disposal squad. They carefully analyze it and notice that the explosives strapped to Abdel's body appear to be fake, similar to the training devices used during police practice. Still, they cannot be completely certain, so they decide not to take any risks. Their plan is to somehow reach the upper floor of the building, where 44 people remain trapped. Inside, Abdul grows impatient. He calls Lynn again, demanding to know if his money has been arranged. Lynn assures him it will be ready soon and asks him to clearly state all his demands, including how he wants to exit. Abdul declares that once the money is transferred into his digital wallet, he needs a car and an empty highway to escape. He insists that no one should follow him and warns that he will take Elin along as a hostage. If anyone dares to chase him, he will kill Elin. Lynn responds with steady composure, telling him not to worry, that every one of his demands will be fulfilled. Inside the store, the salesman who is trapped with 3 other people manages to communicate with senior officers. Through him, they learn about a hidden passage that leads upstairs. The authorities decide to use this way to rescue the 44 people trapped on the upper floor. Although the police chief hesitates, the orders come directly from higher command, leaving him no choice. Meanwhile, Lynn continues her steady conversation with Abdul. At that moment, Abdul unknowingly steps in front of a CCTV camera, revealing his face. From this, the police identify his true identity. His real name is Amar Azza, a former bus driver with a history of illegal activities. His mental state is unstable, which explains his unpredictable behavior. After learning this, Lynn softens her tone even more, speaking with compassion. She reminds him that his conflict is with the government, not with Elin, and urges him not to harm the hostage. At the same time, the tactical team reaches the upper floor and, with extreme caution, successfully evacuates all 44 people, without Amar realizing it. Still, the salesman and the 3 others remain trapped inside the store. Among them, one woman's condition begins to deteriorate rapidly. The salesman informs the officers outside that she may be having a stroke and needs urgent help. A doctor assesses the situation and concludes that it is not a heart problem, but a severe panic attack brought on by overwhelming fear, something that can happen in such extreme circumstances. 2 more tense hours pass. Elin then receives a call from his wife, but Amar refuses to let him answer and cuts the call. Heartbroken, Elin explains that he deeply loves his wife and came to Amsterdam to earn money, so he could give his family a better life. He says his wife worries about him constantly and asks Amar if there is anyone in his life who cares for him the same way. Amar responds coldly, saying he is not worthy of such care. After that, he withdraws and stops speaking to Elin altogether, leaving the atmosphere inside the store even heavier with silence and fear. Lynn calls Amar once again, and while he is speaking with her, he suddenly notices a green laser moving across his body. It is coming from a sniper's rifle. Terrified, he panics and accuses Lynn of trying to deceive him. In anger, he pulls Elin close at gunpoint and begins a reverse countdown, threatening to kill him. Lynn grows tense, but before the situation escalates further, one of her colleagues quickly interrupts and asks Amar what kind of car he wants. Amar demands a limousine, specifically a pink one. This unusual request calms him down, as he begins to believe that his escape vehicle will soon arrive. Meanwhile, Elin pleads that he is extremely thirsty and reminds Amar that he has a heart condition. He warns that if he does not get water soon, he might collapse, or worse. Amar, realizing the risk, agrees to provide water. At Lynn's instruction, a robot delivers a bottle to the store's gate. Amar takes Elin there and orders him to pick it up, but with his hands tied, Elin struggles and fails. He asks Amar to place the water directly into his hands. For a brief moment, Amar sets his gun aside to pick up the bottle. That single instant gives Elin the chance he desperately needs. He breaks free and runs. Amar chases after him, but outside, a team of soldiers is already waiting in vehicles. One of the vehicles speeds forward and strikes Amar, knocking him hard to the ground. No one dares approach him immediately, fearing he might still be strapped with explosives. After a long, tense wait, a team cautiously moves in and confirms that Amar is dead. The impact from the vehicle was too severe. With him neutralized, the salesman and the 3 others trapped inside are safely rescued, and Elin is finally freed as well. Later, Elin returns to his hotel. He puts on his new earbuds and listens to music, but his heart is heavy with the trauma of the past hours. The shock of what he has endured lingers deeply within him. Yet, he knows one thing with certainty: his life has been spared. With gratitude, he silently thanks God for saving him. And with that, this story, based on true events, comes to an end. We hope this gripping tale has left an impact on you.